one of the big fights that we were expecting to see this past weekend in Belem was John Dodson versus Pedro Munhoz. Unfortunately, that fight got canceled after Pedro Munhoz missed weight. A whole bunch of stuff happened. In the end, the fight never materialized. And we thought John Dodson wasn't going to get paid a cent, even though he successfully weighed in. Then we found out he's going to be paid a portion of his show money. All kinds of confusion, all kinds of reports. They said on Fox they couldn't reach him. Then he tweets at them saying, you can reach me on my iPad. I said, you know what? Let's hear from the magician himself. Let's get down to the brass tacks here and figure out what exactly happened. Let's get the nitty gritty. So he is kind enough to be joining us right now via the magic of Skype. There he is, the one and only John Dodson. John, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you, man?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much for joining us. Let's start at the beginning. Did you have any kind of premonition, any kind of heads up that Pedro wouldn't make weight, that this was going to be a problem?
No, he came in. I assumed that he was just a bubbly dude, just excited to be there, just like I was. I was like, hey, me and you're going to fight. Let's go ahead and do this. That's why I made him giggle while we're doing their stare-downs at the pretty much media day.
So it was all good, no problem?
No, I thought he was going to come in real professional, and that's what I really assumed.
So you make the weight. It's all good for you, and he misses, right? He missed by 5 pounds, correct?
Yeah. Well, they originally told me that he was 140-something, and I was like, 140-something? Oh, but it's with his pants on. So that doesn't really count, so we can't get a real estimate. I was like, whatever. Like, if he's that far overweight, then that's perfectly fine. And then, this is the last fight of my contract, my management team decided to go ahead and pull power play. It was like, hey, if you want to go ahead and take this fight, let's see if we can go ahead and renegotiate a contract. We told them that we'll take the fight. We want a new contract. And then it was like a misunderstanding. They didn't want to go ahead and do it, and they just turned it down right immediately. They shut that one down. So I told them, okay, well, then I'll still fight him, but he can't be more than 142 the day of the fight. So when we go check in at the venue, he can't be more than 142 pounds, and I'll take it then. I'll just go ahead and fight him right then and there, because I made weight. He doesn't get to go ahead and rehydrate because he didn't make weight.
Right. And so then what happened?
And that was shut down too.
Oh, it was?
And that was shut down too. So, yeah, so I was like, all right, then I'm not going to fight. Like, I want to guarantee another fight in the UFC, and I want to make sure that I can go ahead and show everybody what I can do. Like, the last time I did this, I fought with Lineker. He missed weight, put on a 5-round fight that everyone saw me win. And then they told me in the back that, oh, that was fight of the night, but since he didn't make weight, you guys couldn't make the bonus.
Oh.
So they gave out two more performance of the nights. So in my mind, if this happens again, I don't want to go out there and go fight a guy that's overweight, and I can't make a bonus. It's not possible.
Right.
I'm all for two.
Sure. So this was, as you just mentioned, the last fight on your deal. Did they try to resign you before the fight happened? Before you went, to Brazil? Were there any talks of that?
We were trying to negotiate beforehand, and things kept on coming up. There was bigger fight cards coming up. Sean was really busy, and then we finally got down to the nitty gritty and really want to sit down and talk about it. There was very little on what they wanted to do, because I kept on jumping. I kept on taking all the fights that they want me to take. I fight all the guys that they need me to, and I come out with questionable decisions. And then they're like, "Hey, those are still counts as losses. So if those counts as losses, I'm going to make sure I can guarantee a win and play it in my favor, so I can go renegotiate far higher." Right.
And my understanding was that you volunteered to fight Jimmy Rivera at 219 as well, right? On like a week's notice.
I was jumping on that one, and if that fight would have been at whatever weight class he wanted. He said he missed his honeymoon, missed Thanksgiving, missed Christmas, missed all these things. I said, I'll fight you at whatever weight class you want. Just tell me what weight you want to fight at, and I'll do it. Because I'll fight you at 35s. I'll make the weight in a week. I'll fight you at 45s. I can do that too. I'll definitely fight you at 55s because I was extra fat. It was Christmas. You know how you do.
Right. But of course, that fight never materialized. But for the Pedro Munhoz fight, you wanted to put your foot down and it never materialized. How difficult was it for you to say, all right, this is just not going to happen? You travel from Albuquerque all the way to Belem. I mean, that's a freaking far trip. You go all the way there and you don't get to actually fight. Like, you must have been kind of weighing a lot in your mind, right, to make that call?
Yeah, it was a lot on my mind because I sat there and realized I'm all the way out here. I should just go ahead and fight. Like, that's what I'm paid. Like, that's what I get paid to do. But at the same time, I feel disrespected, not only by him and by the organization, by them trying to tell me that I need to go ahead and just do it. It's getting to the point where now they're telling us you have to go out and win, and that's the only way you can stay in. But I want to make sure I can go win on a fair advantage.
Right.
Something that I know the scales of an even playing field, and it makes it a better proposition for myself.
If this wasn't the last fight on your deal, do you think you would have had a different approach?
Oh, yeah, of course. I would have been able to go, oh, yeah, let's go ahead and just do it, and let's go take this fight.
Right.
Like, I'm already out here. I can lose this one or go out there and just finish this dude and not get a bonus. It plays out really weird for me.
And did it get far at all, like the talks of the new deal before you pulled the plug on the fight? Was there any improvement, any advancement in the talks?
Tell you the truth, I couldn't even really let you know on that. I don't know how that discussion went with Sean and my manager, and they just kept on talking. I just got like the tail ends of everything. Like, hey, that didn't work. All right, so what do you want to do? Do you want to go ahead and accept the fight at whatever weight they're telling you to, or just go home? I was like, well, I accepted the fight to be at bantamweight. If you can't be a bantamweight, then I'm not going to fight a bantamweight versus a featherweight, because then it defeats the purpose of show money.
Yep. And we've seen
weight.
Right. We've seen time and again guys missing weight continue to win. We saw that on Saturday with Michel Prazeres and Desmond Green. He ended up winning the fight, Prazeres did, after missing weight. Then there was a report that the UFC PR said that you were not going to receive any money. Were you told that initially as well?
Actually, I wasn't told anything. I started finding out more information off of Twitter and Instagram versus anything else. So that was like the first things kept coming through for any type of heads up. Like, I just found, like, my management team didn't even tell me anything, and I was trying to get a hold of Sean and Dana, and both of them were just like kind of just in the dark with me. And that was the first thing that I heard was, hey, John Dodson's not getting anything. I was like, oh, never mind. Brandon Gibson was sitting there saying, oh, man, this sucks. Like, I can't believe that you traveled all the way out here for you not to go ahead and get anything.
So then when you found that out, what did you do?
I just kind of just took it in the gut. It's like frustrating because what's the point of having show money? Like, they tell you to show up, and that's the money that they negotiate for the weight class. And then you make that weight, and your opponent misses, and then you take 20% out of that show money. So for me, technically, when they tell me to show, I think it's to show up and weigh in so that you can go prepare for a fight.
Right.
And then they're going to tell me that it's show money no more. It's just whatever money. Like, if that's the case, then I can just go in at whatever weight class, take the penalty, and then go beat up somebody in the designed weight class that I said I was going to be in.
Right. So as we sit here today and talk on this Monday afternoon, have you been told that you're getting anything?
As of lately, I haven't been told anything. Like, social media still says that I'm getting paid a portion, but I've not received any type of confirmation that I'm getting compensated. None whatsoever. Period.
Whether it's no compensation, portion, nothing. You haven't been told anything. You haven't received anything.
Nah. Like, everyone's been saying like a bunch of fancy stuff to all media outlets, but I still haven't seen anything, and I haven't heard anything either. Like, nobody's contacted me. No one's contacted my management team. Nothing.
And you said also maybe the Reebok money.
Yeah, they also said that I was gonna be getting the Reebok money too for being outfitted for the week, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Well, wait and see.
And just so the viewers know, when you fight, do you get paid immediately in the back?
No, now we get a wire transfer to our account. So they'll wire that money and it'll be in there by tomorrow, like either tomorrow or Wednesday.
Okay, so there was a time, though, that they would give you a check, right?
Yeah, I remember those days. They just write you 2 checks and then you get to walk on with it.
Okay. So it's not uncommon. So like now the procedure is that you fight and then like a couple of days later you get paid.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe like tomorrow or something, you could receive that quote unquote portion, right? That people are reporting.
Well, yeah, I can possibly see it, but at the same time, I still want to know if they are going to do it. Like, just give me some type of confirmation. Like,
sure.
A kid sitting in the dark, waiting to see if someone's going to shine the light on me. It's like, hey, I found you.
Right. Like
everybody else is talking, but I'm still like in the dark.
Have you tried to reach out to? Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was like, I just hope that the UFC goes ahead and does the right thing. Like, I went out there to go do a job, and this is a professional sport, so we should be treated as professional athletes.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Have you tried to reach out to Sean Shelby or Dana White to get some clarification?
I texted Dana, and I still haven't got back. He hasn't got back to me yet, so we'll see. I know he's a busy man, so I'll see what he has planned and see what he's negotiating with his people.
Okay, but fair to say, you feel like you deserve your entire show money, correct?
I came to do a job, and he didn't want to do it, so I mean, I was willing to fight at any weight class that I desired. Like, I wasn't going to be penalized. I was making sure that he was, because he's the one who missed weight. I didn't.
I've been saying for a while, right. I've been saying for a while, I feel like they should do away with the whole show win money system, that you guys should just get paid a flat amount to fight. You should know what you're making as you step foot in that cage, like any other professional athlete. How do you feel about that?
Oh, that'd be nice, because then now it's no longer, hey, you get this desired amount when you show up to fight, and then this is what you can possibly win. Right. Just give us like one flat rate and it'd be awesome. Like, that's what boxers do. They give you one flat boom, and there's no questions asked.
Right. In the future, if you do sign a new deal, another thing that's come up, because this has been a common thing in the new era. I feel like in the old era, prior to the sale, they would pay the show money, rather quickly. For whatever reason, times have changed. Do you feel like it should be stated in the contract that if you make weight, your opponent doesn't, you should be given your show money?
I would like it to be, because at least that you went out there and you made your contractual obligation duty. Like, our duty is to go out there and make weight, and that's the hardest. Everybody knows. Right. The hardest part of fighting isn't walking into the octagon; it's making those few cuts, that last 5 pounds that they got to do to make your body suffer to make it that weight class.
So where do you stand now on your future with the UFC? Do you want to re-sign with them?
I want to re-sign with the UFC because I want to live out with the rest of my career in it. But if I have to dip out, I'm probably going to have to do that too.
Okay.
I would love to be a part of it, but if another opportunity comes on my way that's better, I'll probably have to take that.
And just to be clear, before the fight, they did offer you a new deal, but it just wasn't the number that you were looking for?
No, because it wasn't the number I was looking for, because I have already beat up TJ Dillashaw. He's the current champion, and everybody else in the top division that's in the top of the division doesn't keep on avoiding me like I was up on the plague. And the only people that I continuously get to fight are people that are underneath me or just right out in the same ranks with me. Like, I had to take Marlon Reyes because they sat there and said he was the only one willing to sign the contract, and they kind of just cornered him into fighting me. So I appreciate the UFC giving me a fight, but I want to fight tougher opponents, and I want to fight them all the time. Like, I'm in the top 10, and I can't move up. Everybody wants to move up, move down.
Right. We've seen also when this happens that guys get rebooked rather quickly. Have you been told that you're going to get put on, the card in March, or the pay-per-view or some other card? Like, do you know that things will turn around quickly, or no? You don't know.
They keep on saying that they want to rebook it for March 3rd. Yeah. I'm excited, because if that's the case, I can go on that one. And I heard that TJ and Cody want to fight for that rematch on that one. And TJ just told Cody that he didn't want to do it. And if they want to do an interim title, I'm definitely willing to fight Cody for that interim title.
Yeah, I bet.
And if not, well.
Right, just fight him in a non-title fight. You're just down to fight. You want to fight.
I'm just down to fight. Like, if they gave me Jimmy Rivera as a replacement to fight him in 4 weeks, I'd do that too. Like, oh, hey, Pedro's not going to be able to do it. We have a last-minute replacement. It'd be Jimmy Rivera. Will you take it? And I'll be like, yes. He skipped on me twice, so let's go ahead on the third time. It'd be my choice.
Did Pedro reach out to you, by the way? Did he say anything to you about all this?
Oh, yeah, he came to me. He actually came and knocked on my door my hotel room and just apologize, say, hey, there was no hot water. I usually cut all the weight in the hot tub and this and that. And I was like, oh yeah, like there's always complications. Like I was understanding. Everybody cuts the weight their own way, and he said that he can just do it that day of. But shoot, I come down from 168 pounds to go down to 35, and I made sure I was on weight. I made sure I did everything possible to ensure I would make weight, because I was going to a foreign country. I didn't know if they were going to have Pedialyte. I didn't know if they were going to have anything that I need to go ahead and make weight. So I used my knowledge of how to cut weight the best I could.
Did the hot water thing disrupt your weight cut at all?
Not for me, because I sat there. We had hot everywhere. There's like pretty much the workout room was sauna. So if you walked in there, you immediately start sweating. And it was such high humidity levels. Everybody was just sweating. Like you could just sweat by walking outside. So for me, him saying the hot water, I was just laughing. So I was like, like you want to take a bath, you want to do this, like you're finding excuses. Like if you wanted to fight, you would just fight. You'd find a way to go ahead and make that weight.
If they call you up and say, all right, we've rebooked you against Pedro for next month, do you want to fight him again? Like, do you want that fight, or do you want to move on?
Yeah. No, I'll take that fight.
Okay.
I think it'd be fun. Give me a reason to face and be able to smile about it. He seemed like a nice dude, and I want to see how well his jiu-jitsu ability is. Can he really snatch a gi on me? It's a real test.
Okay.
I don't care if it's going to move down in the rankings, but at the same time, I feel like I owe it to myself, and I owe it to him. And not only that, I owe it to the fans to go ahead and see if he could beat me, and I can go ahead and knock him out.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's a good setup right there. And do you not expect to get a new deal on the table before your last fight? Like, do you think it's going to just ride out, and then you're going to have to play the free agency game?
Shoot, if it comes to that, it's going to suck. But at the same time, I'm not going to have my fingers crossed for it. I know they're not going to try to sign a new contract right now, because my last 4 fights, I'm batting 500, so I'm 2-2 with 2 questionable decisions. Technically, in my eyes, I'm 4-0.
Right. By the way, what was that flight like to go all the way back home from Brazil without getting the release of fighting? What was that like for you?
It was sad, because I was like, man, I didn't go out and go do what I wanted to do. I love fighting. I love going out and being in front of the crowd, and like I love entertaining. I just love being right there in the center of attention, where all eyes are on me, no matter what's going to happen, good, bad, whatever. I just wanted to sit there and do it. And it's upsetting and frustrating for me, because as a competitor and athlete, I just feel devastated. Right. I didn't get to go out there and go do what I like to do, but then I'm running my mouth off saying I'm going to knock him out, and here I didn't get a chance to do it. I feel like a giant disappointment.
Right, yeah. I could certainly sympathize with that. I'm sorry to hear this happen. It was one of the best fights on the card. And I'm sorry that there's all this confusion with the pay. Hopefully you get what you deserve, which I do believe is all the money, the show and win, because that was allocated to someone. Someone was getting that money, and he didn't show up, so you might as well get the whole darn thing. That's my opinion. I don't run the company, unfortunately, and it's not my money. But I don't think anyone gave back their tickets on 24 hours notice as a result of this fight falling through. So it was going to someone, and the tickets were already sold. It was profited. So that would be my argument. But who the hell am I? I appreciate you coming on, John, and clearing this up. And I wish you the best with this situation, getting that next fight, and of course the new contract talks coming up as well. Thanks for doing this.
Oh, no problem. Thank you. And I just like to tell my side of the story, since everyone just thinks I just bailed because I wanted to bail on 5 pounds. So
appreciate it. Thank you, John.
No problem.
All right, there he is. John Dodson, the magician. A tough spot for him, no doubt about that.